Going to continue working on the animation keyframing. Probably going to wait on this because before we do that, we have to do the we have to make user accounts and tell people to log in and stuff. So probably wait on that one. And then I think after the animation keyframing, we'll do the like multiple meshes because right now you can just have like one, but someone might want to like import a whole scene or something. Yesterday, I was yesterday night I was trying Unirig, but on further investigation on that, and it was in the README. They don't actually do the important part of the rigging, which is the setting the weights to the skeleton. So if you just do the skeletal, like if you add a skeleton, it's just not super useful. Like it maybe saves like 20% of the time, maybe 30% that it would take to rig up something. But the hard part would be and they say they're going to release it at some point. So in some ways, I don't think that that's going to be super useful. I think what I'm going to do is mostly just wait on the skeletal stuff because it's actually way harder than I expected. I kind of was after I ended the stream yesterday, I was looking into that and I realized, oh wow, there's actually a lot of stuff to it. Like it's not just creating the skeleton. You also got to like weight every single vertice based on how it should move according to which part of the skeleton. And people currently do that in Blender, and there's some tools to kind of automate it a little bit, but it's not super good. So that's why the like tools like Mixamo and that's why those ones are so good because they do a decent job, but they only use humanoids. Um, so I think what I'm gonna do, like my plan for this is maybe try. Well, I think I'll just put it on the back burner for now and let other tools handle it. Maybe if there's some open source thing like Unirig, they say they're gonna um, do the skeleton plus skin weighting, but this is DVD and the skeleton is already out. But it seems like it's going to take 5 to 15 minutes per skeleton, and it can do all sorts of types of like monsters and stuff or whatever, all types of shapes. But it's going to take a while. So if it's going to take 5 to 15 minutes per skeleton plus the skin weighting. That's a long time. Like um, I think Mixamo is much quicker. I'm not really sure. Plus the cost factor of that. Not really sure if that would be the way to go. Patch the So the current problem with, I remember yesterday I was like, kind of wrote down what the issue was with, oh, how do I even do that? Okay, now we should read through whether the solution will work. And in the metadata. Okay, so the general case, like the general way that this works is we pass in the same session, we pass in a list of just some params, and it replaces morph targets, creates new animation clip, and plays it. That's our general case that we're doing. But then we have the keyframe case, which is a little different. We pass in some params, and we don't want it to replace every prior keyframe. We want to keep adding morph targets. Only on delete of the keyframe, specific keyframe. And also the change of the slider. This one should replace the current keyframe bits and updates of the, that's the same thing. That's the same. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to simplify this so they're all one, or make two separate functions to handle these two cases. Like, ideally, I want to make them one because it would be nice if just everything's same. Like maybe we have some flag or something. But I'm just trying to think. I think I'll plug this into the AI. Oh, this is pretty tricky actually, with the way that this is structured. The AI is solution would kind of work, but it'll be very tricky. I mean, we can do it. I just want to try to figure out a simple way. Yeah, we do need that. All right, I think I'm leaning towards creating a new function for keyframe additions. Oh, actually, this is not right. This is we pass in some around. It actually doesn't. That's what we wanted to do. Right now, it actually doesn't do. Doesn't replace. We can generalize this though, because the fundamental problem is like we want a scenario where we can add new animation clips without replacing the prior ones. But it's not exactly right. Okay, okay, okay. So it's not just a session ID we're checking. We're going to check a session ID plus a morph ID. When we're adding. Okay, okay. Check session ID plus morph ID. Hey Rob, how's it going? We're pretty close to the animation keyframes, but there's a like a fundamental problem with our how we're doing the um, adding new morphs that we have to fix. It's every time you change the slider, it's making the file bigger. And so what we need to do is properly replace in the file based on what you're doing. So trying to figure out a good way to do that. The AI tries to do a bunch of different things, but it's not quite what we want. So we need to plan it out a bit more. What you working on, Rob? Okay, not muted. Oh, let's see. Did you hear what I said? Let's see if I lean back. Can you hear me? Oh, not very well. Okay, so if I lean back, it's. But I was just saying, I'm working on this problem with the keyframing. What you working on? Oh, Babylon editor. Let me check that one out. I haven't seen that. Is this specifically for kind of like a engine for JavaScript games? I wonder if they're using 3JS here. Oh, well, there's two different things we'd want to do. We just got to make a separate edit entry point, like standard CRUD. Because what we're doing is we're trying to figure out CRUD operations based on the params they pass in, but we should just like when we call it. So we should reorganize this a little bit. Microsoft. Oh interesting. Microsoft compared to 3JS. Huh. Oh, cool. So you got the Blender MCP working pretty well. That's good. I should try it again because I saw someone recently make like a train, and that looked pretty complex with it. So it could be maybe my first impression. Maybe they did another update, or they should have tried it a bit more. I don't know. Hyper 3D model generation. Cool. I haven't tried the Hyper 3D. Let me check that one out. There's so many of these. Oh, these look pretty cool. I'm gonna try and make a robot similar to the one that's on the website right now. Okay, so it's upload image, create. So I'm gonna upload the image I used for the robot then. That's cool. So you pull in the Blender files over to Unity. Yeah, so you're trying to do that. That's cool. So you got all your MCPs and you're trying to like manipulate everything kind of in one place. It's fun. If you get that working really well, like, you know, I'd love to try that. That'd be But yeah, that's probably the future. Like, it's already looking pretty good, this model. In Blender, when you run cursor MCP, yep. Oh, I see it finished. Did it add the textures? Interesting. I guess maybe I have to do that. Oh no, here's the materials. I think this is the paid feature, maybe. That can maybe be like something I try to compare is like all three. There seems like there's so many of these. Like which one of these is best for which purpose? Hybrid 3D versus Trellis versus Trippo. Because you know we have Chat Arena, right, for LLM comparisons, but I'm not really sure there's anything for 3D model comparisons. Because there's going to be probably a similar thing, just constantly new models coming out. Would be nice to know which is better for which purpose. 3D model arena. I found this site yesterday that was really interesting. I'll show it to you. Well, a few things here, but there were a lot of things yesterday that were on Twitter that it's crazy the speed of this stuff. Services. So this one I thought was interesting because when I tried it out, you were able to generate a scene really quickly. So I thought when I first tried this, and scene meaning like a bunch of different objects, like you can say a pirate tavern. I'll just show you. I don't know. Let's create. I don't know. This is a hard one, probably. I have no idea if I can do this one. But what it's doing is it's going to Trippo and it's generating all these 3D objects. And it was really fast. And I thought, okay, well, it's got to be using like some models maybe they already generated. But it turns out it's not the case. Because I was able to modify the models with wacky stuff that they definitely did not pre-generate. And it's weird because when I tested other sites that use Trippo, it's much slower. So I don't really know how they're doing it so quickly. It's usually it was like one model took like probably 4 minutes or something. This one generated like 6. And it's not only generating like all the models, it generates the skybox, and then you can download it and plug it into your game. Also, I tried this one. It's kind of interesting. I like the flow. I actually would have used this one, but the only problem is they don't have the newest models, so the image generations actually aren't very great. But the UI I think is spot on. Like this is kind of the flow you want to do for project. Like I'm generating a lot of 3D they don't have 3D models yet. But if I'm generating 3D models, generating images, generating videos, it'd be nice to just be able to attach the different assets to the thing and create another node. Like make a video, now I want a 3D model. And you can have like it's like a Figma. You have a giant Figma of your project. So, and it was really smooth. One of the weirdest things too is like when I checked on like who's working on this, there's like no programmers. They're all designers. So that must mean they're making it purely with unless maybe whoever is programming it maybe doesn't show in their LinkedIn or something. But yeah, it was all designers. So I was like, wow. So I think my prompt is a little too weird. Oh no, I know why. I ran out of credits. Uh, so it's not letting me generate anymore. But this is what it generated. Literally within a minute, it made all these assets, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "Okay, there's no way it generated that quickly." And then I added sunglasses to this guy, and this also generated within like 40 seconds or something. I was like, "What the heck?" So kind of weird. And then you can download it, and you got all those assets in your game. Like when I use Trippo, it's really great, or Trellis, but it takes a little bit to generate everything. If I need a lot of assets. Sure, I'll check on another tab here. I'm watching your video. Put it in the stream. Hope you don't mind, Rob. I'll just do this. All right. This is Blender. Wait, did you generate that house with the MCP? That's pretty good. Oh, this is your cursor, I see. So you made cursor. You formatted it. That's kind of cool. You can see everything. this Unity over here? Yeah, it looks like it, right? Yeah, it's Unity. Yeah, that's cool. So you're like chatting here. That's kind of a cool little workflow. And you're like, hey, move it over here to here. Yeah, once that works like really well, it's gonna be pretty cool. Do you find that the Unity MCP is better than the Godot one? Also, one thing I think is super cool is this. I'm planning to do this with the animation app, but it's going to take a bit of work. So there's this library, it's called 3JS Wiggle, but the only catch is you have to rig it. So you have to rig the model with the skeleton for it to work. So that's a big catch, actually. But once I'm realizing more as I work on this is that the skeletal part's actually the hardest part. The rigging plus the not only the like getting the skeleton, but attaching the weights to the skeleton. That's the part that's really time consuming for the people who work on this sort of stuff. Like I was asking Grok, and apparently it takes him like 8 hours to do um, rigging. But if we can figure out how to do it, we can import all sorts of cool stuff and do. The unirig is interesting, but yesterday it was unfortunately it was missing an important part that we need. It's only doing the skeletal, the not the weighting. So the attaching the vertices to the skeleton. It doesn't do that yet. Yeah, but that's cool, Rob. Let me know how that works if you don't mind. If it's working really well, I'll try it out. I haven't had good luck with MCPs, but seems like the Blender one recently I've been seeing some pretty good. So people are making some interesting objects, so I might try it again. I guess I can just try it right now. I mean, I already have it on. Yeah, I loaded my pirate in here. For some reason I disabled the apps on my spotlight. Oh, let me attach the key again. Okay, it says it's running. All right, so I'm gonna try to duplicate what someone just did. I saw on Twitter. So they created a full train. Create a train in Blender. Be intricate. I'll just keep it simple. Create a train. See what it does. Yeah, I haven't tried the Unity MCP yet. Did you like it? Are you liking it better than Godot? The Godot MCP? Hey, Intel Gaming. I'll show you what it can do. So you can do some simple kind of distortion animations, so cloth, twists, shear. So if you're working on a game currently, you can kind of do some, and it's once you've done it, then you can export into your game. I'm gonna add a lot more though. There's only so we're gonna add maybe like a um, kind of like particle thing where they turn into particles like and fade out sort of. I saw someone do that, so it's possible. There's a lot of cool like 3GS stuff you can do with the with morphs. So I'll add more. But yeah, for a full game, can't really use this tool for everything, right? For instance, it doesn't uh, rig the models with skeletons or anything. So you're saying the first person animation, hands and gun model animation, like reload. Yeah, all that stuff with this. Um, that stuff you're going to need to probably rig your models. And there's not really a lot out there for like really generic animations yet. Like, okay, I want this model to reload a gun. Doesn't really exist yet. Like you have Mixama, which can do kind of like crouch, like the AI animations, I mean. So like you can, crouch, jump, dance, your character model. Um, but like really generic ones, not yet. So you'll have to do that, or maybe find some project or buy some pre-made animations on a model or something. Do I try? I haven't really done a lot of like reloading animations, that kind of stuff, but I'm not really an animator. I'm mostly just working on this project, which is not rigging the models yet with skeletons. It's just doing like a morph of the vertices. Yeah, so I mean, we're not that far away. Like, I know what you're saying. It's like that's probably a really useful thing to have it more generic, and I think that is good the goal for this at some point. But we're missing a few components to make it happen. Like, I'll show you this project. It's doing using AI to auto rig the meshes. So then you have the skeleton. So it adds a skeleton with AI to your mesh, and then so that this is something that is on the horizon, but they don't quite have all the components yet because you need to also attach the vertices to the skeleton, and that's what I tested yesterday. So I was working on this, but it is missing. They say they're going to release it though, so who knows? Maybe in the next few months we'll be able to have an end-to-end sort of skeleton attaching the mesh to the skeleton, the weights, and then do some interesting like you can prompt, hey, reloading animation, and it can do it. It's not that far off, I think. But right now it's a bit tricky. So it's gonna take me um I'm gonna need to wait for probably some other services to fill in the gaps, because that's a hard problem. Oh yeah, creating animation, that's a tough problem. So if you're trying to use an MCP to create an animation, like a reloading animation, it's probably not gonna look super great, even if it achieves the movement. Might get something though. Like for example, in 3GS, you can ask it to animate and do some basic stuff. You can make it move around a little bit. Like for example, on my game here, the birds here are animated just by prompting, and it was so you see the simple movements like that we can do, and the monsters, they're animated just with prompting. But it's a little bit different because it's not really animating a model that you're loading in. It's, animating just, basic shapes. So you can see, like, there's a little bit of movement stuff. That's kind of the limitation, I think, at the moment, and it's doing movement of the legs. Yeah, I mean, I'll be working on this, so as soon as I can get it working, that'll be a crucial. Granted, there's a lot of people working on this, so I think the rigging is, something a lot of people want. It saves a lot of time. That's one of the biggest components left for saving a lot of people time with making games. Not totally solved. I mean, this is the I'll show you this, Intel Gaming. Um, this website can do some basic animations. They actually do rig it, so they're going end-to-end rigging, and you can do some basic preset animations. So it's pretty cool, but it is limited. So, first you generate your model. No, I didn't make the MCP. That's, someone else made that. Let me look, Rob. Yeah, I know the Unity MCP, I've seen it. Um, I just haven't tried it yet. Alright, let's see the Blender. Yeah, see, okay, this is ridiculous, like, what is going on here? I wonder if people on Twitter are being forthright, because they generated I'll show you guys what they're saying they're generating with Blender MCP. There's something I'm missing here, I don't understand. Look at what they're saying they're making with the Blender MCP. So, this is what they're this is what they're saying they're making, and this is what I just made with the Blender MCP. So, what am I missing here exactly? I don't know, man. You Rob, do you have any idea? Am I doing something wrong here? Are you supposed to ask it to create a script to create the train? Because I would love to be able to create, like, really intricate objects. I just don't understand how they're doing it, or if they are. A little suspicious. I mean, can it just be prompts related? Like, if I say, "Create a Western train," will it work? Yeah, Rob said you sent me the full MCP code for both the, top right of the screen, you see the MCP, we activate Hyper 3D, and you get free code. I'm not really fully understanding. I think it's like you're saying I'm getting a some free credits. Okay, let me read the config you Blender MCP. Blender. Okay, so you're saying top right in Blender, activate Hyper 3D. Oh, okay. Ah, I see what you're saying. So are you saying that the people on Twitter, they're not actually generating the objects the way I am. They're using these 3D sites to load in stuff. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I see now. I see. All right, let me go get a key. And I think you said I could get a free one. So I'll go get a free one. Let's try this. This will be interesting. So Rob, you're saying you can get the key in Blender, click both check marks, and start the server. Yeah, I know you can use cursor, but are you saying there is some benefit to using cursor over the over cloud for the MCP? Like, are they giving me something free or something? Because yeah, I get you can use both cursor or cloud desktop app. Gives you a key in that window. You're saying get the key in Blender. All right, let's try to get a key. I think you're saying I can just start it and it will get a key. Is that what you're saying? But I'm not really sure if that's the case. Let's try it. Let's create a train. So I'd be really stoked if this is going to make some cool models like I've been seeing. I think that's a better workflow than what I've been doing. Well, I mean, I guess it's quicker. Oh, I see. So yours is a little different. It prompts you for a new key. I wonder maybe I need to update my MCP. Oh, nice. Okay, it's already generating, but I think it's. I should probably delete the old so we understand what was there before. Yeah, send me a photo. I'll see what the difference is here. It's been a while since I updated, so that could be it. Oh, yep, yep. Let me go ahead and go to the repo. I actually already have it. I just need to pull the changes. What is it called again? Okay, cool. Got it. Let me go start it up. Cool, and I need their add-on file. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's better than what I was saying, but it's not quite, it's not using the assets, I assume. Okay, we go edit, preferences, gonna add our add-on. I gotta find it. I don't know why when I okay, I'll probably restart blend. Nice, so I got the new version here. All right, let's try it. So Rob, I'll try it, but let's see if I'm wondering if I need to say use Hyper 3D assets or not, or if it does it automatically. Oh no, got him. Play the whole key. It really shouldn't display. Okay, cool. I can already tell this. All right, nice. So we reproduced what the person did on Twitter, roughly. It looks a little bit worse, but they probably did some cleanup. Oh, yeah, thanks, Rob. That's cool. So I just need to update the version. So now I have So that explains a lot, though. People aren't using the MCP to make these assets. They're using it to call a external service to load in a model, which is cool, but it speeds up your workflow a little bit. It makes a little more sense then. It's not actually interacting with Blender to create these. Yeah, this is cool actually. I really like how quickly it's generating all these models. This is much quicker than. Granted, I don't think you have textures, right? Oh no, you have a material. I'll try loading it in. Ah, it's really going ham, isn't it? Yeah, I could get Unity running, but I think for now I won't be doing Unity. Unless you're saying you think it works a lot better than Godot. The like, in your opinion, Rob, is the MCP for Unity much better than the Godot MCP we were using? Like, can we do a lot of stuff? Oh yeah, so Intel Gaming, it's already textured. See, so it loaded in. So do you want it a different texture? We could try that. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I mean, I liked how quickly it generated these models. As Trippo, it takes a bit longer. And then once we have this, we can plug it into the animate tool, try it out, just mess around with it. Yeah, I'm sure it can. Intel Gaming. Let's make a gun. So let's see what it did for the texturing. It's either still loading or just remove the textures. Not sure. Yep, it's 3D. So I think it's just generating like the Washington D.C. city or something. But I can tell it's not actually using the 3D models from this site. It's trying to do it itself. So I think we do have to specify. And we can verify that. Yeah, see, it's making a script, but it's not calling the. So whenever you're doing this, you have to, I think, specify MP2D. Okay, yeah, Rob, you remember in the first 2 hours I was using the Godot MCP and I couldn't do much. I could create a plane and a camera, but I couldn't do much beyond that. But yeah, you're right. Once we started manipulating the files, then we moved really quickly. But it sounds like you're saying that Unity has maybe a lot more things we can do with their MCP. I'll try it. Doesn't hurt to try it. I'll try anything. Well, most things. All right, so let me. I think I maybe already have Unity installed. No, I uninstalled it a while back. So I gotta. Oh yeah, so here's the gun. It's out of the way. I just saw it. Where'd it go? As you can tell, I'm a Blender noob. How do I select it? Just want to click it and move it. Should just learn how to do it. Maybe it's object mode. There we go. Yes, I don't see that gun, so I wonder where it went. Because I saw it for like a second. Vanished. Delete everything. Yeah, the only thing with this is it's still very ambitious. Like, you'll ask it to do something, and it will keep making stuff until you stop it. So let's see, where's our gun? Oh, here it is. Let's go over. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We have our little gun here. Pretty cool. So this is good to know. Like, basically, the MCP is it's a little automation tool to, the workflow, instead of just going and generating this yourself, it's just putting it in. It's not really interacting with Blender so much when it does this. But it is a little useful automation. Let's see, so I'm trying to think, do I wanna work with, Unity right now? I think I'm gonna pass on the Unity, working with that at the moment. I think I'll test it a bit later. I wanted to work on the animation tool today. So, but, Rob, I'd love to see some of the stuff you're working on. Send me like, "Hey, I made this on Unity MCP," and it's like, if it's, like, super cool, or, like, even not super cool, just, like, if it's cool, I'll definitely try it out, like, immediately, 'cause just, I love to try tools that I can stuff with. I'm gonna go grab a coffee. I'll be right back. Um, My coffee machine was really struggling, but it finally produced coffee. That was good. Use Coder Gamester from GitHub. I think you're talking about the Unity MCP, yeah. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna look at some stuff on Twitter on Unity. See. Kind of funny. So I'm looking at the Unity MCP stuff, and someone made it when we were working on the Godot MCP, and then we kind of bailed and started doing our own thing. This is exactly the thing we started to make a little parkour tower. Funny. I guess that's like a standard thing to try to do. All right, seems pretty legit. I mean, I think it took us like 4 hours with Godot before we got kind of a. Granted, we don't know how much this was sped up, but it doesn't look very. That took very long. So he's making a platformer. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, you have to wonder. Maybe they watched the video. No, I'm just kidding. That's a standard thing. Parkour tower. Mario clone. This guy's experience kind of is what I would expect. Look how long it's taking him to do. So he probably queried a good 50 times. I'm exaggerating, but that probably took a few hours, maybe. Maybe an hour. Nas is here. Says, got a max request for this cheat error. Yeah. I use it so much, the subscription kind of pays for itself pretty quick. But okay, so here's my what I think about this though. Like we've had a month or two of people, they're making all these 3GS games and we're able to see, oh, Rob, you're on here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So Rob, it's funny, yours is by far the best demo of all of these. Like, so that's kind of I wonder if maybe these ones were before an update or something, or maybe you just had a better idea of how to do things. Like I see this, I want to try it. Like, okay, maybe this we can make something cool. Because you got a little physics with the car and stuff. That's cool. Yeah, Nas, Blender just Rob just showed me the Hyper 3D. I mean, so I imagine so what I just did is I tried to generate something without the Hyper 3D and tried with it, and yeah, it's like night and day. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Basic the types of stuff it creates and with just the MCP, it's similar to the basic 3GS stuff, like little two polygon tree or something. But yeah, if you use the granted, I don't really know how long it's free, so probably after some model generations here. Yeah, that's the next question, right? Like, how much is this API cost to keep generating the? Yeah, I have no idea. I'm using the free. So if you download the new MCP, and Rob showed me this, so but I had the old version, but the new one, it gives you a free API key. So just make sure you put in the newest add-on, and if you open it here, you get a free API key for some time. Rob says sound on the Subi. Is this the Subi? I don't know what. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool sound. Well done. That's already pretty fun. Oh, I even got like drifting stuff. Damn, Rob, how long did that take you make that? Yeah, Nas, I just did it on the stream. Rob, just look at Rob's comments. He just download um the or pull the repo. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's just the Blender MCP, and then you plug in this add-on file here in Blender. You go edit, preferences, and then you're gonna click here, install, and then you put in the add-on, and then you get a free API key here. And then from there, you run it says in the repo, but you run um, it's either the main, I think it's the main.py. Oh yeah, and then you gotta plug in this in Cloud or Cursor. So those are the three sort of steps. Yeah, no problem. Nice coffee. Yeah, you can use it in any game. But Rob, how long did it take you to make this car thing? Like estimate wise? And let me play the sound for you guys so you can hear it. The sound is good. It sounds like Need for Speed or something. And it sounds like you even have, like, you detected that it was drifting. I have too many tabs, man. Also, Rob, do you think creating this, did it go much faster than when we were editing the files in Godot? I wonder if there's like a huge delay in the chat. Okay, yeah, I found some settings in OBS to reduce the delay, but it seems like it's still pretty bad, the chat delay. The reason I'm asking about like roughly how many hours is because I want to get a sense of like, I want to get sense of like how good the tool was. So if it took like, Alright, I fixed it. So annoying. I was so confused because I was like, "Why is not Rob he can't hear me?" Like or like the chat specifically, I was wondering. But yeah, sometimes when I talk too loudly, the mic mutes itself and it turns red. Anyways, Rob, I was wondering, how long does it take for, well, first of all, Rob, if you're still here, how long does it take or how long did it take you to do that car demo? But also, secondly, if you don't mind, can you see my chat messages? Can you guys see them in the stream? Because I sometimes ask questions, but it seems like people can't see it. Not really sure. All right, cool. Anyways, Rob, I was wondering, yeah, so how long did it take you to do the car demo? I'm really curious because I want to get a sense of like how long it took to make, and so I can understand maybe how effective it is when comparing to our Godot experience. So, Paul, I'll show you the demo that Rob made. Check the mic isn't muted. So Rob made this thing here with the Unity MCP. Oh, I see what you're saying. So basically, you brought in a car and it has a vehicle controller, and then you use the MCP to like manipulate that vehicle controller. That makes sense. But probably like a lot of the logic for how the car should move was already created. And I guess that makes sense because, I don't really know a lot about engines, but like when I was listening to some game developer, he made the Choo Choo Charlie, that game. It's like a horror game. He didn't do any programming at all. He just used the blueprints within Unreal. So I was like, okay, I didn't know engines were quite that level where you can make a whole game without any programming. So if that's the case, it's interesting. Like, okay, you brought in a controller, then you're using the MCP to manipulate it. It's cool. But anyways, I'm still curious. How long did it take you to do that? Um, was that like something you literally did in 10 minutes, or was it a few hours? Anyways, yeah, I'll probably try that then. See, like, what, for example. Well, let me ask Rock that actually. Actually, let's go ahead and clone because now I'm actually curious. Let's clone the repo and ask a bunch of questions about what exactly we can do. And Rob probably already knows, 'cause he's been experimenting, but Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. And that's true, yeah. It's not the MCP is controlling the car, Rob is controlling with the controller. But what I am wondering is, like, how can we manipulate the controller? In the sense that, like, what can we do with it? Can we modify it and make it do other things? Or is it just a matter of, like, all the MCP does is it's bringing in the controller? Like, we're like, "Hey, we have this car here, what controller can I use?" And it sort of finds it off the Unity marketplace. But yeah, I understand it's not controlling the car, it's controlling controllers of the project. Oh, yeah, well, to be fair, I did say it, strangely. Yeah. Hey, old gamer, how's it going? Doing well, how about yourself? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So you can just bring in the controller, but you didn't use the MCP to bring in the controller, you just Yeah, Rob, I can see it. It's just there's a delay. I think that's the primary problem. Yeah, that's yeah, that's one nice thing about Unity. We could just attach a bunch of colliders to our objects. So I wonder, like, okay, we create a world with Blender, right? Pretty easy to. One thing I like about Godot, though, I think it's very easy to get it onto the browser and mobile as well. But with Unity, if we're using like FBX files, probably gonna be very laggy. I guess we could just keep using GLBs. I assume everything that Godot has, the Unity probably also do. I'm gonna check something. Using my browser's crashing. All right, I might have to restart my computer because everything is frozen. My browsers. I'm not even sure if I'm still streaming. So I'm probably gonna restart my computer. I'll start streaming in a moment again. Like I can't even restart my computer. Everything is frozen. Okay.